So I'm standing next to Fire Ando right now. You saw a lot of him yesterday, but today he was mysteriously gone, and I want to find out why. Unbelievable. So he has a pre-existing medical condition where he doesn't have enough strength in his grip. He couldn't grip the steering wheel hard, and he says it's around his thumb. So that's the reason why he had to unfortunately retire for today. He wasn't able to put on a good performance, so he wants to apologize to all the fans that came out. Under Suzuki might pilot this car. So he just heard about it himself, and they tried to put this together. He just wants to support Team Japan and try to get some sort of podium finish. But right now the problem is the pro class is running pretty soon. They took all the gas out, and the car is, getting ready to be taken home. 30 minutes is what they need. I don't know if the course we can make it happen or not, but this is what we're trying to get Under Suzuki into Fire Ando's car. Let's see if we can make this happen.
What happened?
I don't know. Okay, so we have Under Suzuki. So these two, an unbelievable pair up. なんか乗るんですか? Yeah.
Yeah.
どうなっちゃったんですかこれ?
行くチームジャパン行くしかないです。
できるんですか? Can you do it?
Maybe.
He's never driven it.
アタックするっていうのも結構。
And for having him do a hardcore time attack, that's totally outlandish. We're totally blocking the team too.
急にだよ、急にかよ。
Too sudden. So they're getting ready to go home. So there's some crazy stuff going on right now. We're gonna really try to make this happen. But once again, the unheard of, trying to get Under Suzuki into Fire Ando's car.
And you know what? Ian Baker came in and broke that news to us to say we're going to get Under Suzuki into Fire Ando's car, and even Ian Baker goes, Team Japan rises again. So I mean, it's Ian Baker that's pushing this. He wants it to happen. He just wants to see cool stuff happen. And if it's a driver that can't drive, there's a guy without a car that's going to drive it with the guy that can't drive that as the car in probably perfect shape. So look at him running around here. This is golden stuff. This is a magic time attack moment as Team Japan clambers to try and get this car ready. All of a sudden, going home time means we're racing shortly. And Ian Baker goes, it's all a case of doing the paperwork. We've got to get the paperwork done. We saw Under Suzuki up here near the commentary position, signing paperwork, the fire suit's on, suitcases are coming undone. Andrew, you're just smiling here. Like, this is just the best television we've ever seen.
What an amazing turnaround time. You've got a guy who was nearly in tears about not having his car here, not being able to make it, wanting to put on a show for the fans. And then we go from that to people who have packed suitcases, pulling their gear out of a suitcase and giving it to someone else to drive their car, all because they wanted to see Team Japan.
Well, look, if this does happen, it'll be an amazing moment in time attack history. In its 10th year, the Yokohama World Time Attack Challenge, presented by Track Warrior, is truly amazing. Both guys seem very, very happy to discuss all their bits and pieces. I wish I was a fly on the wall right now, basically saying, all right, Under, this will be great. What were they trying to explain to him? What do I need to look out for? I'd really love to know. But you know what? It's good that the fire suit came anyway. It's just amazing that he knew that car wasn't making it, because logistically that has to be in a container at a certain time. But yet the fire suit turns up. Yeah. You know what I mean? He packed the fire suit for a reason, and now he's in there. Both guys seem to be of similar height and build. I think Under might be a kilo or two light. Look at him just in the seat there, getting ready to go out. This is incredible stuff, Andrew. How good is this?
That's awesome.
If you're watching on the live stream, the Bosch Motorsport Australia live stream, right across the world, this is great news. Toshi, some more news too.
Yes. Okay, so we're in the pit area right now. As you see, we have Suzuki in the car. So we're going over the fundamental basics here. Can he fit into the seat? What is the seat positioning? They were talking about what kind of, how the gearbox works, where the fundamental safety switches are and everything. So that's what you're watching right now as he's checking the pedal feel, leg movement. I mean, this was so sudden. We were up in the VIP pit area, and we were just talking about stuff, and then Ian's like, we're going to put Under Suzuki in Fire Ando's car. And so it sort of happened from there. Team Escort is like, whoa, I didn't hear about that. So right now, we're just trying to see if we can make this work. And there's a lot of camaraderie here. I mean, once again, this is Fire Ando's personal car. They're both amateur drivers. They completely have different day jobs, but it's like to let another respected driver take your car, take your baby on such short notice. He's a real sportsman about that. And I'm sure he wanted to drive it himself. And then, of course, the people that are bearing the brunt of this whole thing is Team Escort. Now, a lot of you guys may have known Team Escort as a famous Japanese drag racing team company from back in the day, but very seasoned mechanics, very seasoned team members, and they are scrambling right now, trying to get the tires ready, fuel ready, and so I keep hearing Fire Ando right now. It's so sudden, so sudden. And so, and he's like, right now he was on, いけそうですか?
なんとか間に合わせます。
See, we're forcing him to say, like, can you make it? Yes, we're going to try to make it. いけそうですか?
なんとか。
See, so I'm talking to Team Escort now. They're like, maybe. We have Under Suzuki actually doing his little pre-drive stretches. So it is exciting. I am totally in the way, but just trying to relay some of the madness that's going on here, some of the excitement. It was originally 30 minutes, but then we can only do 5分でいけますか? 5 minutes a little bit difficult, so I can understand that. It's the procrast. So we're going to try to scramble. We're just going to keep telling them 5 minutes. Meanwhile, we have Under Suzuki who's going into race suit mode. The team telling him they're going to do their best to set it up. But you know, this is a sudden but serious endeavor, and we're not just doing it to take parade laps. And so I think that safety is the utmost concern. But yeah, it's great to see Under Suzuki getting ready to go out there. We thought we wouldn't be able to see it, but any kind of performance, any kind of this show of teamwork is something that really makes me excited at WTAC and this kind of stuff. And yeah, you don't see it anywhere else. So yeah. Oh yeah, so he's Mr. Ando. Okay, so as a show of respect, Under Suzuki is wearing Fire Ando's helmet. So they're talking about rev limits right now, doing some seatbelt harness adjustments. I think even in Japan, this is going to be big news. Both very well known on the time attack circuit, around scuba and whatnot, and to have them, I'm sure people in Japan are watching this. We have Ian, our CEO. Ian, so what do you think about this?
Team Japan needs to rise from the ashes. You know, we're doing everything we can to make this happen. We've had to do all the correct paperwork. We can't just stick people in cars. He's never driven it before, so, but hey, the world's watching, man. We've got to do this.
And this is why WTAC is so big, because people like him.
We're out on camera right now, that amazing Fire Ando Lancer getting ready to go. Under Suzuki on board, and how's that for the respect, wearing the Fire Ando helmet? Let's flash back to 2017, a big moment which I think did put a little dent in Under Suzuki's confidence. It was this tyre letting go at Armando last year. Big moment, wasn't it, Andrew?
Oh, that was really scary. It affected his Sector 1 times after that. So until that time, he'd run a Sector 1 time that was his best, was right on with the RP968. And after this run, he started picking up time in the last two sectors. And last year, his Sector 2 and Sector 3s matched what RP968 has done so far today.
He's ahead of his time by a year, Under Suzuki in Turn 1, one of the most fearless drivers through Armando. And yeah, that does take a little bit of a ding to the confidence when you have something bite you, like a tyre fail like that. It's not the quality you want the tyre to fail on, and especially not that tyre.
And I don't think we should have much doubt in his driving ability, considering that last year, although he didn't quite put those sectors together, his eclectic lap, which is his best of each sector put together, was a 1 minute 20.6, so which is really impressive.
It was right on the money. I mean, Under's best first sector one time was that right? A 22.3?
Under's best was a 24.3.
Yeah, 24.3.
2017. Yep. And his best sector 2 was a 33.9. His sector 3 was a 22.3.
Let's have a quick look at the weather. Now we can see some haze out the back there, which would probably mean we've got some light sprinkles. If we're looking at the long shot now, as we are back up to the final turn, as we're looking there out of turn 8, there is some light sprinkling coming across there. I mean, it's only fine. It probably will detrimentally affect any outright performance increases from these cars, but you know what? He's going to get the car out there and try and do some laps. This is unheard of. We haven't really got into the habit of throwing drivers in other cars just yet. I know that normally it's been pre-arranged, like Cole Powelson was driving the top stage composites Sylvia here, so that was pre-planned. Of course, we had the people from Switzerland knowing that we were coming over, and here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the man Under Suzuki in what I think is quite a spectacular looking Evo, no doubt about it. The Escort car, out he goes, and Under's never driven this car before. That's a pretty big feat. Yeah, very big feat.
I think it's a Voltex body with a bit of homebrew additions.
So let's see how Under does. He's going to obviously have to do a little bit, a few bits and pieces. Word from the pit from Moz saying that they can extend the session a little bit, so they're going to try and extend that session a little bit. And there's no rain really showing on the radar. We do see the old light sprinkle around the place as it blows through. But Under is going to get himself acquainted with this car. and he's got to get through every turn, you would imagine. I mean, the man is quite familiar. Oh, Under, there we are. That's got plenty. Might be
definitely not understeer under this time.
No Under Suzuki there. That's a bit of over Suzuki there. But maybe we are getting a bit of a sprinkle out through those turns, 6, 7, 8. Maybe there is. Well, it looks like there is a little bit more moisture up that end.
Yeah.
We've got some moisture up that end, so it's not an ideal part of the circuit for Under to be driving a car he's never driven before. Yeah, that sprinkling rain getting more and more sideways.
Yeah.
It's turning from itty-bitty rain to big old fat rain.
Yeah, and so we're in the pit area right now, and it's literally raining on our parade. I mean, we got everything ready to go, and it just started raining. And so we have Ando-san. We saw an amazing spin. Ando-san, どうですか？ヒヤヒヤするんじゃないですか？
してますね。あんた頑張って帰ってこい。
He said, hey, make your way back safely. チームの皆さんもどうですか？
こっちの方がドキドキするよ。直さなきゃいけない。直さなきゃいけないかと思って。
The team is more freaked out because they're the ones that has to fix the car. Yeah, so here we see Under coming down the straightaway. Mad part, and I know Under, I know he has a lot on his mind right now, the responsibility of driving Fire's car. 今どんな気持ちですか？
いやでもチームジャパンやりました。なんとか1ラップ。
So once again, his comment right now is just for the sake of Team Japan, just to try to represent. He's so happy that it got one lap out there. So there's a lot of sportsmanship out there. So basically, Ando was saying, my brakes aren't good. My pedals are like this. My tires are no good. I'm giving you the car in the worst condition possible. And so that's the kind of stuff that you were seeing in the pits.
もうどうにもなんないですね。チームジャパンは不滅です。
There's nothing more we can do. Team Japan, we're done. but other than that, Under trying to go out, we thought he was going to pit in, but he's still going, so that just shows his spirit too. So yeah, some great times right now. Any other チームの他にコメントありますか？車的にはそういう状態で車を出すっていうことは。
やっぱり不安だよね。まあアンダー君はさ、技術的にほら信用できるけど、車は初めてじゃない。ましてほら今日。
So as a mechanic, putting the car out there under those conditions is very difficult as a mechanic. And they're, even though the ones that they trust Under's driving skill and everything, it's hard for them to hand over a car when it's not ready. And I think any professional or even amateur team can relate to that. But that's what we're watching right now. This is more for the Go Team Japan stuff. Looks like the rain is sort of scattered here, and I'm sure that we'll see some great car footage from Under. But for now, we're just going to root him on and see what kind of times he can clock.
Well, you know what, folks? If he pulls this car into pit lane like he should have on the last lap, but that's all right. We're going to bring him through. As he comes into pit lane, everyone in the grandstand area, are you ready to give him a standing ovation, at least show your appreciation when he does come in? Wouldn't it be a nice thing to do here in Australia to show our Japanese visitors that it's very important that they continue to come back to World Time Attack, because this is what it's all about. These guys truly do make Time Attack as exciting a sport as it is. It's absolutely amazing. But as he comes in, and I know he'd love to have been here this year with his own car. He's an unsung hero of Australian Time Attack history. Almost made famous here in Australia before he was famous in his own native country. Here he comes. Give him a round of applause as he comes through. Under Suzuki in Fire Ando's Team Escort car. Even the kangaroos are applauding here. I wish you did some replay footage there. Could you get some replay? How Australian was that? Even the kangaroo was applauding Time Attack here. That was amazing. Bravo! Skippy out just for that reason. Here he comes. We'll have Toshi down there in a sec. I love that on the Speedflow action replay. Let's get that to all of our viewers in Japan watching the Bosch Motorsport Australia live stream. Is our native kangaroos. That's right, we don't fly them in, they just hop over the fence. They're right here. Under Suzuki, give him a round of applause. There he is. Oh, the smile on the dial. I mean, look, it's been a bittersweet visit for him this year. Like most of these guys, they're the lousy spectators. But you know what? It's good to at least get a steer out there with the car. The rain just at that time wasn't good for it. But that was incredible to see. That the guys have done so well to do it. But yeah, look, the rain came at the wrong time, and at least the intention there was good. And you know what? I mean, if the weather still is going to be a little bit fine for our Super Lap shootout. I don't know whether that might be the last of it yet. Let's just not sow the seed too deep just in case that can't happen, but at least it did. Under, I don't know how many Evos Under's ever driven in his life, but he's certainly a Sylvia guy. He's almost the pin-up boy for the S chassis. Of course, hammerheaded as well. But as far as S15s, cue the girls, and there we are, the amazing Team Japan heroes. And it's been so good to not only have these guys here, of course, Tarzan with the Hyper Lemon as well. It is so good to see that this was just, you just could not get a better script than that. One that we just made up. A script in a good TV show is one that you haven't written yet.
So you would think that this much attention went to like a winner of some category or not, but we have Under and Fire Ando, and everybody up there, thank you for cheering them on. I think that's a good, let's give them another round of applause. Also to Team Escort. This is what it's about. This is what WTAC to me is about. Great times and everything, but sportsmanship and all that. Let's find out. どうでした？なんかすごいパフォーマンスしてくれたんですけど。
パフォーマンス出てったらもう雨がジャーって降ってきて。
So first off, as soon as he went out, it started raining. So he's like, "What?"
初めての車なのに雨はちょっとね。
So for a first-time car, it's like rain. That's no fair.
いやドキドキしました。
So he was all nervous about it too. でドライブとかはどうなんですか？やっぱ人の車乗るってことは about driving somebody else's car.
Good car. Yeah.
Royal Purple Pro and Pro-Am class. We did not expect this to happen. We did not expect Under Suzuki to attack Armando so aggressively in a car he's only done 2 laps in. And as coming through pit lane here in the background, put your hands together as you see William L. Cheng from Canada bring the Vibrant Motorsports Honda Civic into pit lane as runner-up in the Pro-Am category. But that's Under Suzuki giving it a fair amount of attack out there, Andrew.
Yeah, he's
Isn't he what? Under's giving it a fair... Oh, Under Suzuki, holy dooly, son. Hold on to your hats. Under Suzuki with about 3 laps under this car. Goes through a minute 27. Minute 27.
That's only 2/10 off of the best for that car.
2/10 off the best in that car with no laps in it. Under Suzuki, in a kind of a way, might need some more track time in that car, and Fire Ando might have to end up team owner because I think you got yourself a new gun. Minute 27.55. How about that? Andrew Brilliant brings out the stats. Only 2/10 off the quickest the car's ever gone on a semi-dry track. I mean, there were still areas there where you could not get the power down at all, and Under Suzuki goes bang and belts out one in an Evo. How far is he into the S15? It's not going to turn to an Evo build, is it?
I don't know. I don't like the air of the Evos.
No, there
Ricky,
you go.
but
there we go. And well, I guess that ain't happening. It's Sylvia business as usual. But how about that, Fire Ando? You've got to be happy with that. Minute 27. To me, that's lap of the shootout. That's lap of the shootout. No time in the car. Unbelievable. We almost have to just stand and bow to the man that has just given us one more smile on the dial, and that is Under Suzuki in Fire Ando's car with just about 0 laps on it, 0 dry laps anyway, and even a semi-dry track as we've just seen Under do was quite an amazing lap. Here he is now. The crowd went nuts as he's got out of the car. Minute 27 on a semi-dry track. How good is that, Toshi?
Okay, so you're here with Under Suzuki and team captain director of Fire Ando. He's been promoted. So as you guys saw, he looked really happy, sort of like a team owner. Oh, he's driving my car well. どうでした? 127.
まだいけますけど。
He says he can go more.
だけどね、1ラップで行くのはもうマキシマムやりました。
He's the most he could do in 1 lap. I mean, that was the best he could do. Like earlier, you know, it started raining on us, and then there's actually a word in Japanese called amaotoko. It means the man who bringeth rain, and so he's known for that. And then it got sunny, and then right where we were gonna run, it started raining again. So we were lucky with that. これででもamaotokoっていうイメージはまたついちゃうんですかね。
いやそんなこと言われたら初めてですけど、なんかそんな感じ出てきましたね。
Yeah, so actually he says it's the first time he's ever been called that, but he sort of got that feeling when even the heavens were against him. But he came out with an amazing lap. Andoさん、どういう気持ちですか? How do you feel?
いやでもね、ウェイトで初めてのねアタックラップで27秒台をね出すなかなかですよ。
He's to go out in a car for the first time in those wet conditions and to put out a 27. It's really hard to do that. You just can't do that.
いや本当に素晴らしい走りをねオーストラリアで見てる、そして日本でね観戦してくれてる人たちにアンダー鈴木を介してご覧、
まあ2人で一つねチームワークです。
そうですね、チームジャパンですから。
So he was just saying, for the people watching in Australia and also along the world, in Japan as well, he's so happy that Under Suzuki was able to get a good performance. But I just said, both of you are one team today. So it was Team Japan, an act of generosity, an act of just pure skill. Under Suzuki, Fire Ando, let's hear it for him again. Look at this. This is how it is. This is how we do it at WTAC. Everybody watching out there, the magic, time attack, Fire Ando, and Under Suzuki.